Hi, my name is G. Dunsten, and I'd like to thank you all for sitting in on our business planning and marketing webinar that we're doing for your board of realtors in an attempt to be able to give you a couple quick things that you can use with these two big areas that are so most important to all of us in the real estate business today, but also to give you a chance to hear a little bit of snippets on some of the things that we'll be bringing in the full two-day course that will be held in your board here in the next 4 to 5 weeks, when there'll be information available for you at the end of this program, where if you would like to sign up and make sure that a seat is reserved for you, we would certainly be happy to accommodate you, and we look forward to seeing you then. You know, when it comes to business planning and marketing, I think it breaks down to what I like to refer to as the Big 8. The first one is the importance today of shifting from a product-based business to an advice-based business. The second one is building your brand. The third one is developing a winning business plan and budget. The fourth one is creating an effective database management system. The fifth one is creating getting a higher rate of return on your time, money, and marketing dollars. And certainly we need to be conscious of that. Sixth is leveraging yourself and your web in its presence in the worldwide competition that we see through the internet. 7 is making money with social media and social marketing. And the last one is time management and providing us with an opportunity to have balance in our life without guilt. So in the little bit of time that we have, we're only going to get to the first few of these, and we're just going to give you small little component parts. But we certainly will be available to answer questions later, and we certainly would be delighted to give you the full-blown presentation. So let's talk about number 1 first. Most of us have heard about it, and we may or may not be seeing it, but we have, in fact, seen a shift from a product-based environment to an advice-based business today. We know that strategic strategies are a component part of making sure that we certainly are going to be the agent of choice. Because today there certainly is no shortage of real estate agents that would like to be able to take somebody and help somebody. But the great opportunity for you and me is most of the agents today are still focusing on what part they do in the transaction, as opposed to thinking about what's important or what's relevant to the consumer, and beginning to share content and information that will add value in helping them with any types of real estate questions. Today, most consumers are forced to go to their family and friends and neighbors for advice because most of the agents that they know don't really have that kind of wherewithal, and it's hard to pin them down, or maybe they just aren't equipped. And so we know that by separating ourselves and giving this information freely, they're not going to end up with getting bad advice for a misinformed neighbor or friend. The second one is building your brand. And everybody has a brand. We know your style is what you are projecting to others. And regardless of whether you're new or that you've been around, your brand has already started to happen. But here's what I want you to think about. More than ever before, we need to make sure that one of the things that our brand is known for is our thought leadership. We want them to begin to see us as that local community expert, somebody that they can go to unconditionally and get honest evaluations of facts and figures with little or no pressure. Because your brand must be expertly communicated both online and in print, and it has to start with your website and your blog. So consistency is so important. And one of the ways to manage your brand is to take advantage of Google Alerts. If you're not familiar with Google Alerts, you can simply do a Google search and go online, and this is a great tool to begin to monitor what is being said about you or your community or your neighborhood or your competition. And another one, which goes over many, many more social media sites than Google, is another free site called StepRep, which again is another reputation intelligence system for small businesses. So I would encourage you to look at both of those, because content is the king. Becoming a thought leader and harvesting relevant content for your clients and customers is most important. The third area that we'll spend time on is actually helping you can develop or polish your business plan, which generally is broken down into 8 subsets or 8 phases. And we'll walk you through each and every one, help guide you as to how to put them together and where to go to harvest the information that you might not have at your fingertips yet. And the fourth one, which is the last one that we can only begin to mention because we just don't have enough time at this juncture, is to take advantage of that wonderful tool that you have now, that's your database, which tends to be, for most agents, nothing more than a glorified telephone directory. And what we want you to do, whether it's a real estate specific one or it's something that came with your computer like Microsoft Outlook, it's important that you set your people up into every different groups. And we're not talking about categories, but the difference here in the 8 that appear right here, raving fans, those are the people who send you 5 referrals or more. Fan club members, those are the people who send you between 1 and 5 referrals in the past. Past buyers and sellers, current buyers and sellers, prospects for life, vendors that you recommend from time to time and they recommend you, out-of-town realtors, and another group called Don't Know Yet is how I have my database set up so that everybody is only in one of these groups at any given time, and they may move from one group to another depending upon what I'm doing with them and how things are going, but they're all tied to an action plan. And when you come and attend this class with us, we'll show you how that works so it takes all the guesswork out and the computer takes over, and we'll begin to touch on these people in a more effective and frequent manner with little or no effort and a whole lot less money. And as a result of that, we'll end up with more business than we can handle. So what I'd like to say in closing is simply this. If you've gained 1 or 2 ideas from this little session that we've put on thanks to your board, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There'll be another 50 to 60 more just around the corner when you join us for that 2-day CRS Class 200 at your board in the next few weeks. Hope to see you then, and thanks a lot for being here.